Well, hello everybody out there in Interland. Welcome. We actually made it in. I am a little surprised and a little shocked that I was able to make it in here before the park reached capacity. Usually, or the way that this has been going the last couple of weeks, couple of months really, is that around 1 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays the parks do reach capacity. And this is usually the time that I get to the parks, but I am thoroughly shocked that the parks are not at capacity. And I'm in here. We do have a return time thanks to some Halloween spirits, so about 10 more minutes or so we can go in and experience the Beetlejuice house, and then stick around and do the haunted houses up at the front, of course, Bride of Frankenstein Lives and Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. We're going to do both of those houses. It's going to be a fun day. But once again, it is busy as hell. So Uncle Chris is going to be ducking and covering in a lot of places so that I can keep my social distance away from people, you know, and kind of do my own thing. So we're going to kind of duck and cover into certain areas. But first order of business is to go inside the Beetlejuice house. I got my Beetlejuice hat on. Dressed as a, you know, the Duff Gardens guy here. But yeah, so that's the first order of business. We still got some time before our return time to go experience the house. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's have some fun. It is Halloween. I am excited. I am in here. It is hot as shit. This was a bad idea to wear this crap today. I thought it was gonna be a little bit cooler, but it is hot as crap. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Almost time for Beetlejuice. Let's do it.
Please continue to do so as we have to narrow.
Over at the entrance, there's just a lot of people just kind of massed up here waiting to see if they can get in. We have our return time, but this is rather amusing.
Hi there.
Over here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
How many you got? So we had.
All right, so we are in, guys. We are currently going in. This will more than likely be our one and only time in through the house. And like I said, we're gonna try to do the other ones all day today. That is the goal. It is Halloween, so we are doing Halloween things. We are trying our best to do Halloween things. I am out of the Beetlejuice house. It was a success. We made it in. I gotta say, color me a little bit surprised. I was a little nervous. They did a phenomenal job in there for what we could see. Now, I'm not exactly sure what they might not have been able to finish, what, you know, with the COVID restrictions, like what exactly might be a little bit different in the house because of it. We'll have to wait and see if the house comes back for Halloween Horror Nights 2021, which it probably will. So, again, very, very surprised at what they did. Very surprised at how they were able to pull it off. A lot of fun. It's the movie, but it's also its own like little spin on the movie as well. I thought they did a really good job with that. Some really interesting and great scares in there too. A lot of really interesting scares. I thought, you know, very unique. A lot of fun. Very good. I still think the Bride of Frankenstein Lives is my favorite of the houses so far. We have not gone back inside and done that yet for today, but we will. It is extraordinarily busy here today. And my original plan was to come out here and do some of the houses when it was darker out. Don't think that's going to happen. I think the houses, gonna have to do the houses and leave. It is too busy here. We'll see how it goes, but for now, back to Beetlejuice. Great house, a lot of fun. Don't think we're gonna be able to do it again. They are kind of letting people go in the line every so often. About like 20 or so people are allowed to go into the house at certain times, but you still need a return time. Those things are, I'm not gonna get into it here, but I think there needs to be a limit, especially when it comes to like certain bloggers and people like that who come here early in the morning and grab up all these return times, and some of them don't even stay around. You know, they leave, you know, and it just, you know, it doesn't give people a fair shake to be able to do the houses. Anyway, that being said, maybe we'll give it a shot and see if we can get inside when they let in a little bit of people here and there. But for the time being, that is going to be it. But the Beetlejuice, very, very surprised at how much I actually enjoyed that. I think they did a really good job. It is a lot of fun. A lot of really good representations of the film. A lot of really good scares. Great sets. Just a whole lot of fun. Thumbs up. It's going to be tough to decide between Beetlejuice and The Bride of Frankenstein Lives as to which one is my favorite of the now 3 houses. Beetlejuice right now is scheduled to run today, Halloween, and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it is closing at 6 p.m. You do need, right now, a virtual return time with occasional people being able to go in. But anyway, so Beetlejuice, very well done, very surprised, very shocked at how much they were able to pull that off. I was still very, very shocked at how much I actually enjoyed that house. Wasn't expecting it because I still have the taste of Ghostbusters on my mind from last year. But good house. Hopefully it comes back next year, so if people didn't get a chance to experience it this weekend. But that is still left up to fate. We'll see what happens. But for now, we're going to do a little walking around, sort of do our little scanning of the park, and then get in line for Tooth Fairy and or Bride. Get a drink, because it is hot as hell out here. And I'm wearing this stupid Duff. I got my Duff shirt on here. My little Beetlejuice hat that I bought last week. But it is what it is. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Let's go have some fun. Just back over here really, really quickly, checking out all these people waiting. There goes crazy Patrick. So like I said before, they are occasionally letting in groups of like 20 people or so into the regular queue. So all these people are just kind of massed over here, waiting. I've been trying the virtual queue to see if I can get in for a second time, but no luck on that end. So I just came over here to check, see if maybe there's letting people in. We'll come back at least one more time and see if we can try to get in again, but oh my God, I don't think we're going to be able to. With Karen yelling about masks, that's fun. Karen in her natural habitat. Brief walk through Springfield. You can see how, look at the crowds today. I haven't checked, so I'm not sure if they are officially at capacity yet. But like I said, I was surprised when I got here at about like 1:15ish and they were not at capacity. So I'm not exactly sure yet if they are, but you could definitely tell there are a lot of people here. The Twirl and Hurl is open today. This is one of those rides that they stopped opening because of the pandemic, but it is operating. So current posted wait time is 45 minutes, but it is operating. Little look down Simpsons, some of the crowds. It's very crowded down on this end. There's a lot of people down here. So I did want to briefly mention something about the Men in Black tent. Now, obviously, Horror Nights was canceled this year. They are moving full steam ahead with putting on the event in some form next year for 2020-21. We know now that Puppet Theater Captive Audience is one of the houses for Halloween Horror Nights 2020-21. And I guess I don't have to beat around the bush anymore about that house. That was coming this year. It was a house that was coming this year, and they're just gonna delay it until next year. That being said, I wanted to make a quick mention about the Men in Black tent. I won't say what that house is. If you scour the interwebs, I'm sure you can find out what the house in the Men in Black tent was supposed to be for Halloween Horror Nights 2020. But what I wanted to make mention about is the fact that because Puppet Theater Captive Audience is now coming for 2021, that tells me that whatever houses they reuse for next year will probably stay up the entire year. So they will not demolish the houses and then try to rebuild them for next year. It is reasonable to assume that this year the Men in Black tent will stay up throughout the course of the year. Now, there's been a lot of controversy over that tent. The tent that's in Men in Black comes down every year. It comes up and it comes down every year. It is not a permanent structure, so they have to take it up and take it down every year. But this year will probably be different. It would not surprise me if that tent stays up all year this year. It is an anomaly. It doesn't normally stay up, so we need to start we need to clear that up at the moment. It is it will be sort of an anomaly this year where the tent more than likely will stay up throughout the year if they decide to keep the house that is currently in there for next year. I have every reason to believe that that is the case, so do not be surprised if the Men in Black tent does not come down this year. It stays up for the remainder of the year, and we get to see the house that's in there for next year. Just a quick FYI. This will never not be funny to me. Once again, presented without comment. Alright, well, we are currently walking in the line for Revenge at the Tooth Fairy. The wait time is only 15 minutes. Bride of Frankenstein Lives is listed at 40 minutes, so we'll probably try to get in line for Bride of Frankenstein after this, and then we'll walk back by Beetlejuice and see if they're I've been unsuccessful in getting another return time, but we'll walk back there and see if we can be part of one of those little groups that goes in. Try to get in at least one more time, but for now, it's Tooth Fairy. Alright, so we just got off Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, only like a 10-minute wait. Looks like there's some people starting to show up here. Maybe some people have the idea of it is Halloween, so the park's open until 10, so some people come out a little bit later when it's a little bit dark, but out to do the houses in the Halloween spirit. So maybe that's what it is. But we're gonna go and we're gonna get online for a ride, and then walk back towards Beetlejuice and see if we can get in one of those little groups. If not, we'll come back up and we'll do these. We'll do Revenge and Bride a couple more times, maybe once or twice, before we unfortunately have to say goodbye and go home, because my theme park times have expired. So, but we'll get in line for Bride of Frankenstein Lives now, and then head towards the back and check out the status of Beetlejuice. Bride of Frankenstein is listed at a 40-minute wait, but we're gonna go ahead and wait. I'd be remiss if I didn't. Alright, so we just got out of the Bride of Frankenstein Lives. Still really love that house. I think it's still my favorite house. So we're headed back towards the Beetlejuice section just to see what the situation is, to see if maybe we can get into one of those little small groups. It is almost 5 o'clock, so maybe they'll start doing that. I don't know. Still cannot get any virtual times for it. I know some people have been successful in securing a virtual time. That is not me. So it is what it is. I think Beetlejuice is out. I think we can't do Beetlejuice anymore. But once we figure out what the situation is back by there, then we're gonna go back to the front and I think do Revenge of the Tooth Fairy and Brides one more time before we call it. And then it's the end of my sort of not Horror Night season here at the park. I return to work tomorrow. My vacation is over, so no more of that. But we're continuing to make our way. We'll see what the situation is by Beetlejuice. If I get in, I'll check back with you. Even if I don't, I'll check back with you. So there's still a whole lot of people just kind of waiting up here in mass.
Got the days off of work. Okay.
Hoping. I think think that's going to be it for me trying to get into Beetlejuice again. Nobody was, they weren't letting anybody in there, like the little groups of 20 that we saw earlier. It was just all strictly the virtual queue people. So I think that's going to be it for me. So hopefully Beetlejuice comes back next year. We can experience it again next year. Hopefully in a little bit under better conditions, better circumstances, as it were. So the plan of action for now is to go back up to the front. We're going to get in line for Revenge of the Tooth Fairy one more time and The Bride of Frankenstein Lives one more time, and then I think we're going to call it a day out, you know, go home. It is time to go home. It is hot. I need to take a shower. So here we are one more time through Revenge of the Tooth Fairy for the year. 25-minute wait. Bride of Frankenstein's down to a 10-minute wait according to the sign. So we'll see how that goes. The last time through Revenge of the Tooth Fairy. Here we go. So that is going to do it for me out here today. Happy Halloween, everybody. It has been a fun day, a weird day, of course, with everything still going on in the world. We today tragically also lost Sean Connery, died this morning. I woke up to that news and, you know, other stuff that was going on. It was a kind of a chaotic morning here, but we are done. It is time for us to go home. I did Bride of Frankenstein Lives and Revenge of the Tooth Fairy twice. We did Beetlejuice once. It is kind of weird. The current time is now 6:30 in the evening. We would normally be just starting Halloween Horror Nights, but today it will be the end of my visiting of these houses for the year. I go back to work tomorrow from vacation, so I will not be back out tomorrow. So that's it. I can't experience the houses anymore. So it is time for me to leave. I'll be saying a little bit more about my experiences out here because nothing about this stuff has been normal. Nothing about this year should be normal or should feel normal. You know, everything is still kind of wacky, and hopefully everything gets extraordinarily better by next event, and we could actually put on some semblance of a Halloween Horror Nights event, and things are a little bit back to some kind of a normal pattern. A little bit sad, a little bit still a little bit, every time I come out here, it's still a little bit, I have a little twinge of melancholy and sadness, especially going through the houses and knowing, you know, all the stuff that's going on in the world, everything, all the craziness. It was nice to experience the houses, but I will not, nor will I ever consider this any kind of Halloween Horror Nights. It's just a fun glimpse at what could have been and what could also still be coming next year if things maintain or get better. You know, if things get better, we will see. But it is time for me to leave. Happy Halloween, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. And as we leave, glimpse at Grinch is here, Christmas is here, and we also have Steph, and still in the background, Halloween, Hello Christmas.